Hi guys, welcome to Popcorn Buffs. I'm Liam. This is Pete. We just came out of an advanced screening for Project Hail Mary at Village Cinemas. Obviously, super highly anticipated movie. First big movie of the year.
Yeah, it's our first blockbuster, really. Because we've been hanging to get back into the cinema.
We have been.
And I think, Avatar was the last sort of big movie we watched.
It was, yes. Yeah. Other than Wonder Man, that was a TV show. But this is the first big one. Directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. Mm-hmm. Two directors that have done some pretty big movies, actually. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street.
No, so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know their comedy.
Yeah, they do. And they also wrote Spider-Man Across the Universe as well.
Yeah, they did. That's right. Yes,
cool.
yes.
So I was like, okay, so they've done some pretty big things. But for a live action movie, this is the first one that they've done in, 10 years?
Yeah.
12 years or something like that. I think that's when 22 Jump Street actually came out,
which
is
I'm surprised, I know they've produced a lot. I'm surprised, how minimal their directing is.
100%.
To be fair, they were actually kicked off the Han Solo movie, so they were supposed to direct that. Which, I mean, Lucasfilm was probably kicking themselves because, what a loss.
After seeing this.
Because it might have looked something similar to this, or if it had this sort of sensibility.
100%.
It would have been an absolute winner for Star Wars, but...
It would have been.
Oh.
They could have played this so well. Anyway.
That's their problem.
Yes, exactly. But Ryan Gosling plays Ryland Grace, a biology teacher. Right man, wrong time. Gets thrown into a save the world situation. Super reluctant hero. Does he become the hero that the world needs to save it?
The universe.
The universe.
I think a lot more rides on this than just planet Earth.
Yeah, it unravels actually quite well.
No pressure.
Yeah. But Pete, what worked for you in this movie? What did you love?
Well, I mean, we both came out of it grinning ear to ear, right? The biggest takeaway from me from this movie is how I felt in the cinema. It's full of optimism. Despite being a doomsday movie, it somehow manages to be just... Do you know what hopecore is?
Yeah, I've heard
it's like this genre of TikTok reels or Insta reels, and it's just optimism, the most optimistic short clips. This felt to me, my takeaway was this is hopecore the movie.
Yeah, it really is.
Somehow with a really dark premise, it's able to do that.
Yeah,
and I think it's because I've noticed there's no real antagonist to the movie, and it's no spoilers. Yeah. It's about scientific and international cooperation, which, not to get political, but in a time like this, I feel like this movie was needed. Me watching this
100%.
was God, it's just nice to see countries, and not just countries, species working together for a common good.
Yes.
So that for me was just so refreshing to see. So that was my favorite thing. Obviously, the things like the score was excellent.
Really?
It was Daniel
Pemberton.
Yeah. Man, the score for this movie was just excellent. I talked to you about it and it didn't really hit you the same.
Times, actually, it hit me, but I don't know. You loved it?
Well, I tried to re-listen to it as well. I'm wait, why did I love it so much? But it's not on Spotify yet.
Yeah.
So I can't actually check it out like I wanted to. But when it does come out, I'll play it here for you and we'll see if I can change your mind. The score was the best space score I've seen in a long time for a space movie.
Okay, thank God. I thought you were going to say of all time. I was like,
not all time. There's still Interstellar. So it's close to me, but it stood out for me. It's maybe the best implementation of a modern pop song in a movie I've ever seen. I don't want to ruin it, but there's a karaoke scene and they sing a modern pop song.
Yes, sorry, yep.
You would think that song was written for this movie.
Yeah,
it was that perfect. I don't actually recall ever seeing such a perfect modern pop song. Usually they just do it because it's a modern song.
Yeah.
This song felt like I said, was written for this movie.
Yes.
So I just love that. The acting's top notch. Ryan Gosling is 95% of this movie. 100%. He carries it on his shoulder effortlessly. He's so funny. Clearly, Phil Lord and Chris Miller know their comedy. You couldn't have picked someone better than Ryan Gosling. But even a standout for me was Sandra Hüller, which I haven't seen her in anything. I think she's from Anatomy of a Fall, which I didn't check out.
Yeah.
But that German archetype, the blunt, no nonsense, always straight to the facts, just matter of fact personality, killed me in the cinema. I thought it was so funny. You cannot fault the acting.
Yeah, it really is. It's kind of like a Castaway type of movie, isn't it? Where there's just a few main characters.
It's very isolated.
Yes.
Absolutely. What worked for you in this movie?
To be honest, I loved the relationship between Ryland and Rocky when that's introduced.
Yep.
It's obviously that's what this whole movie is about, but it's the camaraderie between the two, the development of their relationship. It's just the way they bounce off of each other, even though by the way, guys, it's actually It's a puppeteer that's actually controlling this thing this whole
And
time.
you told me that before the movie.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe it. Like,
doesn't
when I
make
watched
sense.
it, he kind of did look CGI.
He does, yeah.
Right?
That's the thing.
Not in a bad way,
No.
but as in I just can't actually fathom how this was a puppet.
That's the thing. I had to search up again just to make sure, but it
Yeah.
100% is, and that's why I was like, "This is amazing." But it's just the chemistry between the two of them, the simple communication as well that they have. It works so well for me. I love the whole thing. The set as well was
Stunning.
all real. All the actual sets were all real.
But I
This
think they were
whole
physical
spaceship.
sets. It weren't like actual
Amazing.
CGI. Yeah.
They were fantastic. It felt good.
Can I say something as well? I noticed you kind of know that in your like heart. There's something about watching a movie. You had told me before that everything was pretty much practical in this movie, but I feel like I would have noticed that anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like there just is no replacement. Somehow deep in your brain, like you just know something looks better because they've used practical effects.
You can feel it. It's just
Right? It's like an
has
intangible
soul.
thing. It has a soul. Exactly right. That's
Yeah.
the best way to put it.
It's the texture. It's the lighting. It's
Yes.
just nothing that you can do on a computer for 72 months.
It's not the
Doesn't matter.
same.
It does.
I don't care. And it sounds pretentious, but it
Yeah.
just isn't.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really happy that they actually put a lot of the budget into that, which I thought paid off dividends in the end as well.
Yeah.
So, no, I thought it was great, honestly. The score for me, I liked as well. There were certain parts that actually really touched high notes for me. There was one part where he had an emotional scene just himself. I think he was in the projector room and there was music playing behind it. And that actually really hit like a soft note for me, which I loved. But other than that, I don't know. It kind of, I didn't notice it until you actually whispered to me, "Hey man, I love this part of this."
Yeah, I think I
movie."
kept saying it.
And I was like, really? I was like, I'm not even noticing this part. There's so much more happening on the screen that I loved. But no, I liked how focused it was on certain parts of the movie as well. Like they actually divvied up between the past and the present really well. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
the past told such a good story, which I
Yes.
love. It really added, oh, okay, cool. This is how he came to be where he is now.
Because normally in movies, I find flashbacks take you out of the movie or the scene, and you feel like you're getting sort of whiplash.
Yes.
Take Demon Slayer, for example, the worst possible example. I don't even want to bring up that movie. I don't want to trigger you, but like, the worst possible example of a flashback just completely taking you out of a movie.
Yeah.
They've managed to make the flashbacks just as interesting as what is happening currently, and that is hard to do.
It is.
And tonally, they feel different. The flashbacks
Yes.
are far more grounded. Once they get into space, and like we're dealing with the present tense, they feel like totally different movies, and it works completely. It's really good, even visually.
Yeah, completely.
Earth is just very grey and drab.
There is a tone. There's a color tone difference, isn't
Yes,
it? Yes,
totally. I noticed that. Once he
Yeah.
gets into space, it's a party.
It,
The movie's so beautiful.
but see, that's what I think where the directors are trying to get that larger audience as well.
Yeah.
You've got the serious tone for adults, but then
Yeah.
you've got a little bit of that more playful, kiddish tone for
Yeah.
the younger audience as well.
Well, speaking of like serious, this is the question, because we ultimately both loved this movie. We really enjoyed it. There was a question that was weighing on us, and we both came to the same question, and it applies to pretty much two specific things in this movie. And this is what we were wrestling with. Like, did Project Hail Mary take itself seriously enough though?
So the main thing for me where this question kind of came up quite a lot throughout the movie was the development of the relationship between Rocky and Ryland, the way they communicate. For me, that was a massive thing where they kind of overlook it. For some reason,
They
they don't
rush.
explain it. Yeah, Rocky understands Ryland. Ryland doesn't understand Rocky. Rocky speaks in some sort of reverberation and clicks and all that stuff,
Yep.
which is really cool. I like that. The way that they somehow understand and explain, and he types into his computer the language base off of those reverberations and clicks to make a full dictionary for Rocky. It's very similar to what Arrival's done,
Yeah,
but Arrival delved so deep into that.
but that was a complete focus of
Which it was, yeah. It was purely just language based.
Yeah, linguistics.
But seeing that and seeing how like finessed and how nice that was done, that just kept playing in my head. I was like, is this too much of a simplistic take on things?
Yeah, and
That
that's
kind of
kind of
really-
my hot take is, I was like, I kind of think I preferred the initial way Rocky communicated.
Ah.
So I really liked that he would just, and like not to ruin too much, but like build things to explain things to
Yes.
Ryland. I'm like, imagine if that's how he communicated to the whole movie. Because very quickly we kind
yeah.
of gloss over the process of them understanding each other, which I thought was really fascinating, but that's
It
okay.
was.
now all of a sudden, Rocky sort of, once he learns to speak, or we understand him, which is in the trailers, that Rocky does speak, he becomes a bit too domesticated for me, and he gets too close to being human.
Yeah.
So I think the appeal of Rocky, like the dynamic's still great, but the appeal of him, and even the interest and intrigue of like, what is like a rock alien like?
Yeah.
They kind of shift away from that pretty quickly because they would rather get into the comical and the playful and the antics and the hijinks between the both of them.
Yes. So
that was when I was like, oh, I kind of wish they took Rocky more seriously as an alien, 100%. Like a very intelligent alien species that is like not familiar to any of us.
That's the thing.
Whether that was the right call or not, I think it was. I think it is better for them to go because they become the heart of the movie.
Yes.
Did they need to take the science more seriously?
You were saying obviously like how they kind of at the start it's very in depth the way they're talking about obviously astrophage, what it's doing to. Yeah,
so like the actual organism that is like consuming light that's eventually going to consume our sun and it's consumed plenty of other suns. There is a good portion of this movie dedicated to like the science behind how they operate in that process and the experimentation to learn them. And this is where Ryland comes in and all this sort of stuff. And then the movie, the resolution or the solution, the science starts to fall by the wayside. So you kind of have to just accept that this movie is not so much interested in the science, even though it spends a lot of the time invested in the science. But they want to focus far more on the dynamic. Yeah. That's just the solution is just the plot. Yeah. To get our heroes to where they need to be.
It's just a prop up, rather than Rocky to be like, hey,
just to serve the story.
Of course.
Problem is, I thought the science was so interesting. Yes. I was like, maybe the solution is also like just as fascinating, and it seemed like it did, but they didn't want to get into it too much. No. And it is a long movie, so you're talking about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There probably isn't time, like you said. That you'd assume the book.
Exactly. You assume the book would obviously delve deeper into it. We haven't read the books, guys, FYI, but I'm assuming obviously such a famous book that it would delve deep into it and it would have chapters.
Probably chapters dedicated to like every single element.
It would have been nicer just to see a little bit more, but just even like a short explanation from Ryland on a video that he sends back to Earth on how he does certain things and figures these things out. That would have been really nice.
The movie starts to become far more like E.T.
Yes.
In its tone and its feeling and its sort of its message and its focus. Yeah. Than something like Arrival.
Yeah. But two different directors, obviously different like tones. Still, overall, I think we have.
Well, yeah, because then we were thinking about this question. It actually didn't need to take itself more seriously. No, because ultimately, how did you feel coming out of this?
Great, fantastic, floating on air.
Yeah, this is not trying to be that movie.
Yeah.
So even though it's something maybe I wanted them to explore, like maybe a more serious tone. Yeah. The movie is ultimately served way better by focusing on the feel good.
Yes. Because I think the past already does that dark gloom and doom.
Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't need to do that with the present.
Yeah. And it's friendship, like into like just a common goal, common good.
Yeah.
Even the fact that, what is it like to be sort of a reluctant hero?
Yes.
Like I love that, can you be the man, you never thought you could.
Yeah.
And that was like just heartwarming.
To
see all that explored.
With an actor like Ryan Gosling.
He's so charming in this, man. He's
absolutely
great.
Lovable.
He's great.
Yeah.
No one else could have played it.
No, I don't see anyone being able to do the dark with the warm.
And the comedy. He's just naturally funny.
He is, very. Yeah. You absolutely love him from his previous movies as well. I love him from his previous movies.
Man, The Nice Guys.
Shines. Yes,
I could watch that on repeat. Yeah. And it was the first time I personally noticed his like comedic.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Like his comedic talents. I never knew he was that funny.
Physical comedy with him as well is really good. His facial movements, his twitches, everything like that is just fantastic. Very kind of Chris Farley-esque.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But like, what a way to start off the year. Like if all the blockbusters are like this quality and we feel this good coming out of them, man, it's going to be maybe one of the best years for cinema.
Fingers crossed, man.
I can't wait.
Yes.
Mario Galaxy next.
I know. Oh, what a movie.
You're not as excited as I am.
Yeah, I like the first one, but I mean, I'll leave this one to you.
I can't sleep. I cannot wait. Just going to be space movies all year.
Awesome. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.